Hugues Joublin, branding mistakes to avoid. It's easy to make branding mistakes. Sometimes, it feels like you're working with one hand tied behind your back. Especially when you're starting from scratch. But there are some basics that everyone should follow to make sure their branding is on point. Here are the 4 most common ones to avoid, as put together by Hugues Joublin. Hugues Joublin's Guide on Branding Mistakes to Avoid. Not having a well-defined strategy. One of the biggest branding mistakes a business can make is not having a well-defined brand strategy. Your brand is more than just your logo or tagline, it's people's overall perception of your business. It's how you communicate with your customers and how they experience your products or services. Hugues Joublin believes your branding efforts will be scattered and ineffective without a clear brand strategy. Instead, take the time to define your brand identity and values. What makes you unique? What do you want people to think of when they hear your name? Once you have a strong foundation, you can start to build a cohesive branding strategy that will help you reach your business goals. Having a cheap branding identity. A brand identity is the visual aspects of a brand that identify and differentiate it from other brands. It includes elements such as the logo, color palette, typography, and packaging design. A cheap brand identity can be detrimental to a business in several ways. First, it can communicate to potential customers that the company is not serious about its business or products. Second, it can make the company appear unprofessional and untrustworthy. Third, it can make it difficult for the company to build equity in its brand over time. Fourth, it can limit the company's ability to expand into new markets or product categories. Fifth, and perhaps most importantly, a cheap brand identity can reflect poorly on the quality of a company's products or services. According to Hugues Joublin, businesses should avoid making this branding mistake and invest in creating a strong and recognizable brand identity. Not addressing the correct audience. One of the most common branding mistakes businesses make is not addressing the right audience. It's important to keep in mind that your branding should be aimed at those who are most likely to use your product or services. When you try to appeal to everyone, you end up appealing to no one. Not only does this make it more difficult to build a strong relationship with your target market, but it can also make your marketing efforts less effective and more expensive. If you want your branding to be successful, take the time to determine who your target audience is and make sure that your branding appeals to them. Stretching the brand too much. Many companies make the mistake of stretching their brand too thin in an attempt to appeal to a wider range of consumers. However, this can often backfire, diluting the brand and making it less recognizable. Additionally, it can be difficult to maintain a consistent brand identity across a wide range of products. As a result, companies should carefully consider whether or not expanding their product line is worth the risk. In many cases, it may be better to stick to a smaller number of core products that are well known and loved by consumers. Hugues Joublin's final word. If you are looking to rebrand or brand for the first time, hopefully this article by Hugues Joublin has provided some helpful tips. It is important to avoid common mistakes so that your company can establish a strong and lasting identity. Keep these branding principles in mind as you embark on this journey. Thanks for watching.